sense. Come on, make it.
What's good, y'all? Let's Make Sense of It podcast. We are back for another week. And like we always say, the truth you don't want, but you definitely need it. I go by the boy Vance. And unfortunately, Ash couldn't be with us today. She is under the weather, so feel better, Ash. But we are back again. Like always, follow us on Instagram. Let's Make Sense of It _ Let's Make Sense of It _ We just surpassed the 4,000 followers. So we appreciate y'all for that. If you are watching us right now on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We just surpassed the 800 subscriber mark on YouTube, so appreciate y'all for that. And if you are listening tools, any listening platforms, Apple, Spotify, all of that, make sure you leave a review. Make sure you leave those 5 stars. It is definitely appreciated. Now, as y'all can see in my background, we are live on location today. You know, our guests allowed us to come, pull up on her. So we got entrepreneur, teacher, and the owner of Spin Wit LLC. We got Whitley in the building. What's going on, Whit? There we go. There we go.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for having us pull up. This is dope. This is dope.
Thank you.
Spin with Wit. Let's start there. Actually, let's take it back before Spin with Wit. Let's take it back to the whole business acumen. When did you know you wanted to get into business? Let's start there.
Well, both of us, we went to Mercy
Right.
Vocational High School. It's now Mercy Career and Tech, trade school, something like that.
Right.
So when I visited the school, I saw the business program. At first, I wanted to do culinary, but I was like,
Which is crazy because that's the same thing I wanted to do, and I ended up in carpentry. That's wild.
Right. I think everybody tends to culinary first because, we'd be able to cook and all the other good stuff. But I saw the business program, and I was like, I want to take this class, and I'm happy I did.
Right.
Miss Glatz, that was my teacher back then, and she really put me in so much while I was in that program. She actually got me into this entrepreneur camp, summer camp, and I did that, I believe, when I was about to become a junior.
All right.
And when I went to that camp, I was able to see, all that comes with being an entrepreneur. So I was like, this seems pretty cool. So that's what made me really dive more into it. If
Right.
that makes sense.
So when you graduated high school, did you go to college?
Yeah, I went
Okay.
to Newman University, and I took business there as well.
Took business up. So when did you know? At what point during business did you know you wanted to start up your own business? Did you work at other businesses first before you started up your own business? What did you do before you wanted to start your own?
I definitely did customer service. Like when I turned 16, I worked at a daycare. Believe it or not.
Okay.
And I mean, it was all right, but I can't deal with kids. But now I'm a teacher, and I teach high school students, so that's different.
Right.
But yeah, I felt as though I did the daycare, then I worked at CVS, and then when I was in college, I worked at TD Bank.
Okay.
For about a year and a half, and I was able to deal with people and money, customer service, and then I went to the corporate America at Temple. So I was there for about 5 years,
Right.
and then I quit. I
Right.
just did a leap of faith because I was just tired of it. And then that's when I was unemployed for about a year. And I thought of things that I wanted to do to get paid for it, that I enjoyed.
Right.
So I started Spin in the year of 2017. I just went to a random place in Chestnut Hill. And I really liked it. But I just felt as though it wasn't for me. It's predominantly white, and no offense to nobody like that. But I didn't feel welcomed.
Right.
And then I found a black owner, but because of COVID, she lost her business. So she had to move to Miami. So I was there for a little bit, and then I just thought about it. I was like, I could do this. I could be somebody that is black owned, because I only know white owned spin places. I don't really know many black ones. I mean, I do,
Right.
but not really.
Not really,
So
right.
I decided to do that. And I'm
Right.
grateful I did that. So it started it in the year of 2021.
Okay. Why did you think spin specifically?
Well, I always been an athlete since I was, 8th grade. I played soccer. Then when I got to high school, I did basketball, soccer, and track.
All right.
And then when I went to college, I did track all 4 years. So I like being an athlete. I like the way it made me feel. And I felt as though I'm not a gym person. I hate the gym.
Right.
I really do not like the gym. But I like spin. So, and I like the freedom of listening to our type of music.
Right, right.
And we can put a spin on it quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? and start and working out to it and feel good about ourselves and listen instead of listening to like house music and all the other type of music. You know, so it's nice for us to put our culture into something that's not truly meant for us, if that makes sense.
Right. So you said you started the business in 2001.
2021.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2021.
Right.
So when you started the business, how many bikes did you start off with?
I started off with, let me see. I started off with just 2.
Just 2.
And then when I got this space, I was able to get collectively 7, including mine.
So you started in the house, actually. You started in the house.
I started in my house, in my living room. It was funny because it's crazy. I literally just had people that I, trusted and knew, and I just said, hey, come to my house, and because this is what I want to do.
Right.
And then they decided to come, and then I just saw like the changes in people, like somebody had bad knees, they don't have bad knees no more, or they just enjoyed it, and I felt like it was special to have especially the same people come back, like weekly and stuff. So I felt as though like this was something, and I started in my living room. Then I went on peerspace.com. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that.
Yep.
But you can find like spaces to do things. So I found this one space that was in North Philly called City Athletics,
right.
And they had it's like an old church building, and they have basketball, and then they had like a fitness room. So I pretty much, I guess you could say I took over that room. Right. And then eventually I started with 6, and then I had 16. 16 bikes. Yes, within a year. Yeah.
Worked your way up quick. So you're certified spin instructor. What's that process go? Like how did you go about becoming that?
Well, Google is awesome. Number one.
Yeah.
So I Googled some spin certification places, and I actually found a black-owned spin place in Wincote. I think it's called Rejuvenated. I forget. Please forgive me. But it's in Wincote by the Towers Apartments, and they're black-owned. They have a spin. They do other things as well around that facility too. Like they even have a beauty salon, right. And even one of the owners do water sports and stuff. So I was happy that I went there, and right. To see wow, I never knew this place existed. I just thought it was just predominantly white people. So when I saw this black couple, I guess you can say, they had this business, and that kind of gave me that motivation, to start my own, because they wanted me to work for them, and I told no.
Right.
Well, I'm doing this for myself. I'm not about to sit up here and stop my goals,
right.
Just to please you for a temporary moment, so that's how it all started. And then I say that took a day.
Okay.
So it took a day, I say about 8-hour day. We did theory work, and then we actually did work on the bike. Okay. And then the following Saturday, all of us came together to take the test. And then we, obviously we all helped and passed. So that's how it literally took 2 days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not bad. What do you think? What do you think the hardest part has been starting up a business, and specifically a spin business, where you said it's not many people that look like us in a specific industry. So what do you think the hardest part was?
I think just marketing I guess you can say the good effects of this, because I'm sorry, our community, we don't really work out like that,
Right.
It's unfortunate. So I think the hardest part is just letting people know, yes, this is fun, but for the long run, you won't get strokes, lower blood pressure, your knees won't hurt, your body will feel better, It's not just about the looks, it's about internal. So I think that's the hardest part, is just letting people know, this is good for us in the long run.
Right. Do you think, because, sometimes people, they start up their own business and they just go, and do you think that working for other people in business environments help prepare you for becoming that? Because sometimes, especially in this day and age, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but they don't necessarily want to do the steps of actually working at a business or working somewhere. So you think those steps actually help you when it comes to running your business?
Definitely. For a fact, working in these other, corporations, I was able to see how to treat people, even though they didn't own the business necessarily, managers take it, how they treated me. I told myself, if I were to start my own business, I'm going to make sure I make somebody feel welcome. Right. Every day we're not going to argue. That's what I felt like at one point. It was just an arguing match. And I just told myself, like, I just want that positivity. And then also, like, getting to know different types of people as well, you know?
Right.
Like, not everybody has to think the same. Like, you got to be able to, you know, listen a moment and hear this person out and see how we can collectively come together and compromise to make it a better place for us. So I think that it helped me become a people's person, if that makes sense,
Right.
you know? And the money comes easy, you know, because whatever, money comes and goes, but it's all about how you treat people.
Right.
And I feel as though, you know, that's what I learned working in these different places, like, and especially dealing with, at a bank, dealing with people and their money. That taught me a very, very valuable lesson, you know. And then also in the corporate world, you know, that was...
I'm sure that helped out a lot.
You know, like, I'm black, and majority of people in corporate is white. You
Right.
know, so I was able to learn how to deal with that as well. So I feel as though it helped me become well-rounded as a business owner.
What did you, as far as like the health journey? How has it helped you as far as just
Yeah.
overall, just in general, your health journey in general?
So, as you know, I was an athlete, but I felt like after college, and I just stopped working out, you know, and I felt like I was never anemic, and then I went to the doctors. It was like, yeah, you're anemic, and blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, I gotta start taking all this like iron pills and watching what I eat, you know. So I just felt as though like I gotta start taking care of myself. So that was kind of like, it seems small, but I never had that before, you know.
Right,
so
right.
I wanted to make sure, because that can turn into something else,
serious,
you
right.
know. So that, and then I didn't do spin at first. I literally was just doing YouTube videos, like they do free like full body workouts and stuff, but I felt like it wasn't as effective as spin.
Right.
And I felt as though like spin helped me mentally, physically, and then other people as well, you know. So I felt like that kind of helped me, you know, be more serious with like my health journey, you know. I'm still not where I want to be. I don't even know what I want to be, but you know, I just want to make sure that I'm well taken care of so I can be here for other people, you know. So
right. And you touched on some of the health benefits earlier, but what are some of the health benefits? Because sometimes people think spin, they might not necessarily think like, all right, this is going to help me do this and that, but what are some of the health benefits when it comes to spin that people may not know about?
Yeah, so recently I had somebody come to my class, and he's over 50 and he had bad knees, you know, he had high blood pressure and stuff. So after the class, he was like, my blood pressure went down, you know, and then he says his knees don't hurt as much, like they don't hurt at all, like, and he's ready to go. Another person had high blood pressure too, and that's gone, you know, and she was plus size, you know, so and she still is plus size, but she's healthier now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that helps a lot, and you know, and then also it helps us be mindful of like what we eat too, you know, because we want to look good, you know, so that helps too. So I feel like it makes you look good, you know, you feel good, you feel younger and stuff, and then it doesn't matter the age. You can be 20, you can be 50, and you still feel great, you know. So I feel as though it's great. And even somebody, it's a lot to do with high blood pressure. I see a lot of people, their blood pressure has gone down low.
What do you think? Why do you think that is when it comes to like? What do you think about spin that actually helps with that? Is it, you think the constant blood flow? Like, what do you?
I think so. Like we're constantly moving, our heart rate and stuff. Like if we're just nonstop. You know, even when we're sitting down, you still got to keep moving. You know.
Right.
So I think it's just the nonstop. You know, I can't explain it.
Right.
You know,
sometimes stuff you just like it just happens like that.
It's like you gotta just learn their journey. You know, I guess you gotta sit down with somebody else that is not me to see how that journey was for them. Right. You know, if that makes sense.
Right. How has the support been?
The support has been amazing. Like literally, when I just started last year, and you know, I had 6 bikes. Literally, I think I had my first class was sold out in 24 hours. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So I felt as though like that's when I knew this was something. Right. Even though it was small, 6 bikes, that's major, you know. Yeah. So I just felt as though that's when I knew like that was going to take off, honestly. Yeah.
So what's the key to a good spin class that you would say?
The key is making sure everybody feel comfortable. Like when you walk in these doors, like it's not you afraid to say hello. You're going to feel welcome to say hello because everybody's going to, you know, embrace you, you know. So just making sure I set the tone. You know, I'm really hyped when I see, like, the spinners come in. Like, I would just shout them out, you know, like, even if they're late, like, I won't be like, you're late, what are you doing? Like, no, like, take your time. I'm so happy you showed up. Like, and then when they come into the class, you know, or get their seat, then whoever they're around, like, they're going to make sure that they make you feel comfortable as well. So I make sure that environment is that we're for each other. Right. And not against each other, you know. And right. If I do notice somebody is negative or some type of way, I will talk to them or I won't invite them back because I'm not for that. Life is too short to be anything but nice to people, you know. We all on this journey to live a healthy lifestyle. So why would I look at you a certain type of way if we both on the same journey, if that makes sense?
All right. Two more and then we get into the show. So you had a high profile spin guy. What was his name? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Keith Thompson.
So how did you go about getting him to come to your spin class?
That's so funny. That is so funny that you asked that. So I remember he came to Philly to do a class, but it was during the weekend. I guess it was an event going on too. Right. And so he canceled it. So I was like, I want my money back. You know, he's from LA, you know. Okay. Well, he's originally from Atlanta, but he's out there in LA. Okay. So I just felt as though, you know, when we going to know the next time you're going to come. Right. So it was a group of us, so we all got our money back or whatever, right? So, and it's so funny because I talked to him about it too. And so pretty much I found them because I didn't follow him. I found them, like, I probably looked him up, and I liked something, and he DM'd me. Right. He was like, hey. I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, he's like, oh, I need to come to Philly. And he was like, you think the space that you're at will allow me? So I said, yeah. Like, at that point, at that space, I was pretty much leasing that room.
Right, that room, right.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you can come. So then he hit me up like a Monday. He came like that Saturday. Oh, wow. And we had a sold-out class. Wow. Yeah, so it was great. And I felt like that developed a great relationship between the two of us, you know. And he stated that, like, he wasn't really doing spin as much, you know, because of stuff going on. But then, like, he told me that, like, I helped him get back out there. And he helped me get, like, more clientele and stuff. And then he came back again, and we had another great class. So I felt as though, like, yeah, that I can't believe it. Because I would look at his videos, I'm like, wow, like, he's really, really good. Like, I would love to experience that. So for that to come, it's amazing, you know?
That's pretty cool. Last one. So you're a business teacher now at Mercy. So how'd you end up there? How you end up back there?
Honestly, I always had love for Mercy. I really did. I felt like they treated me good. You know, I had a great teacher, Miss Glatz. She really, you know, she put me in things that I never thought I would be able to do, like the entrepreneurship camp, you know, like also like a great co-op job and stuff. Like, so she really did help me and mold me become a great businesswoman. So I didn't have a job. I did have spin, and I said, you know, like, this seems like a purposeful job. I told myself after I quit corporate, I want to do things that just has a purpose. Right. You know, so spin, it has a purpose. Now teaching, it has a purpose. So I interviewed for it, and she hired me. Okay. So, and I think I'm the first black business teacher at Mercy. Wow. That I don't even, I don't know.
You might be.
I think I am.
That's pretty dope.
So I felt as though, like, that it was meant for me. Right. You know, and we graduated from there. Right. Who else is better than to teach them, if that makes sense? Yeah, you know, I'm a product of that environment. So I told myself, let me see what I can do at this school with this program for as long as I can. And I feel as though it's been a great journey, you know. It's some really, really good, smart, intelligent kids that go to that school. So I'm happy to be a part of that.
Right, and it helps when, like you said, when graduating from somewhere like that, especially you would tell them, like, listen, I was here. I walked these halls. I've been in this class. I know these things. So it's like, I'm not just telling you. I'm not just the old person that graduated years ago.
They be trying. I've been here. They be like, you don't understand, Miss Cows. Like, what are you talking about? Like I wasn't young before. But yeah, it's great. You know, it makes me become more mature with my business too, and they can see me. Like, I'm not just talking to them. They can see that I'm putting in the work. Exactly. So I felt as though that really was great.
I know I said two more, but this one, and then we're gonna get into it. No, this one, then we're gonna get into it. So, being a teacher, when it comes to social media, how do you play that fine role of? How does that work? Like,
well, my Instagram now is just strictly business.
Okay.
Thank God for close friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The close friends little bubble. So if you're not on my close friends, you ain't going to see the other side. But I feel as though my Instagram, it keeps me on my toes because I used to post stupid stuff. Like, you know, so it just made me use social media in a different way. Like, I'm getting paid. I'm not saying they're paying me, but, you know, I'm promoting on it, so I'm getting paid from doing the promotion and stuff. So I just felt as though, like, I just got to keep that momentum. And if anything that I want to do fun is either close friends or you just have to be with me in person, you know?
Yeah, we grew up with not having social media anyway, so
exactly.
it's easy to do anyway.
Exactly.
All right, well, I'm gonna try not to get you fired. Just try not to get you fired. This is all our opinions. You know what I'm saying? She got her own business anyway, so I mean, it is what it is. I don't work there, so I'm
done with him.
All right.
Funny.
So for those who don't know, it's the first time watching our show. We do themes of the show. So this week's theme is dating etiquette. Dating etiquette. So let's start it off this way. You had to be our female co-host today because you know what I'm saying. Ash isn't here, so we had to go there. Man. So our first do's and don'ts on a date.
Do's and don'ts on a date. Please be on time. That's number one. Be yourself. Don't is, I don't know, give me that vibe that is like you just want something else, if that makes sense. Like, I gotta feel like you want to
be on a date.
Be on a date and want to pursue something going further. I'm not the type that's like one and done, if that makes sense. I like to do investments clearly,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So I like that. You know, make sure you're not trying to waste my time.
And do's and don'ts on a date. And what you got over there? What was your do's and don'ts be?
Do's and don'ts for me would be, yo, you ever had somebody like just touch you too much?
Well, on a date?
Yeah.
Well, like just like you sitting at a table and
just in general, just any point.
And
in
this
time.
is the first time you met
Is this the first date?
Yeah, first date. I feel like do's and don'ts are only for first dates.
Oh,
I feel like second and third date you kind of got the swing of things when you're dealing with somebody, but I feel like the first date is really for do's and don'ts. Bro, don't be touching me all crazy. First time, it depends on the vibe with the person. But if you don't know them like that, bro, we not holding hands in public.
Oh, they went right to the holding hands.
That's sweet.
Like I believe in chivalry, but come on now, I'm not trying to hold her hand, and we just met this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get to know you.
She's trying to get him caught up.
She trying to cuff you already. She from the rip with it. She from the rip with it. Do's and don'ts. Do you think a woman picking a specific restaurant on the first date, is that a don't?
It's a red flag.
Is it? You think it's a red flag? You think it's? Would you think? Why you see her face?
Red flag.
How?
Yo, I be damn if a girl be like, I asked her where she want to go. She be like, Steak 48.
From the rip?
From the rip.
What if maybe
That's a red flag?
You think it's a red? All right, so you think her asking for an expensive restaurant from the rip was a red flag?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like stuff like that is you. That's too sentimental.
What?
Yeah.
If you ask,
I think that's the word for it, right?
Sentimental.
Yeah.
You was close.
You sound
No. Damn. So then, all right. So you would think
see me. I don't do. I mean, my boyfriend's in there.
Right.
The first date that we went on, where we went to, what's that club? Bamboo.
Y'all went to Bamboo on the first date?
That was years ago.
That's a club for the first date.
Yes.
That's legendary. Yes. He's a legend right there.
Yes,
Yo.
he took me to a lounge, and at first I'm like, what is this? But
that's different.
That showed me a side to him that he's fun. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not afraid to be out in a public place. You know, and it made at first I was like, normally dates are dinners and stuff. You know, but that was different.
That is different. I don't think I would. That is different. That you know what? You gotta give it to him though. That's different.
Clap for
he didn't
him.
say. He didn't.
Oh, hell no. I was mad.
He didn't tell. Wait, he didn't tell. He didn't. Why you was mad though? He didn't tell you where you was going.
He did, but I didn't think to that extreme. It was like partying with like him and a bunch of people that he knows. You know, I guess it was his
What?
comfort.
You look at it though, you having a good time though. So he
Yeah.
probably was like, hey,
He took care of me. I ain't have to pay for nothing.
See?
So, you know, and I like to go out.
y'all was in, you had a section?
Yeah, did we? I think we did. Like
Yeah,
his,
this is-
he
My
has
man.
friends. He has friends that has like sections and stuff that do that. So I knew I had it in good.
See, you handled that good because I don't know if other women would be able to handle it that way. They might be like, huh? Then
Yeah.
again, it's different though. So it's gonna be some guys watching this like, you know what? I'm gonna have to try that. Be like, my man just gave me an idea. It might not always work out that way, but hey, how do you properly ask a person out?
There's no proper way. Honestly, is to me, I like a person to be real. You know what I'm saying? Let me take you out. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be like so. Oh, I can't explain it. Just hey.
So
like,
you want
wanna go
so
out?
basically you want the guy to plan a date pretty much. Would that like say he was like, all right, I planned us a date to go here.
I feel as though like I like it to be 50-50. Like
Oh,
I
like
don't,
50-50?
you know, like we can both do it. Like if he have, because obviously if he's taking me out, he will make sure I have a good time.
Right.
You know, and the same thing for him. So I would like for us to come to a common ground. Like say, can you take me steak 48? No, but we can do Red Lobster or something like
Right.
like it's the steak. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
Take it out back. Let's take it down to
You know what I'm saying? Like we can do something, and like on special occasions, once we put that work in, then maybe I can
The work in.
invest $400 on you. But I'm not doing that right away, if that makes sense. But I just truly believe like you should be able to talk to somebody on a date.
Communication.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was you about to say? You about to say something? All right. So before and after the date, as far as how to successfully get to a second date and beyond, how do you think that would work? Like, what do you think are some things that how would I put this? Just basically what the question says is successfully, like how to get get successfully to a second date. Yeah.
I would say be yourself, number one. That's key. And just knowing, what you want. Like, don't waste nobody's time, if
Right.
you ask me. Like, I don't play that stuff. Life's too short to be out here playing people and using people and stuff. Like, if I don't like you, like, I'm going to let you know right away. But
Right.
I just feel as though it's just being yourself and then just say, hey, what you doing next week or something like that. I would love to do this again,
Right.
try to put
What
some
you
little
what
soul
you think? How do you think you successfully? You know what I'm saying? You get to that second date.
Somebody that wants to have fun, like somebody like even though I'm showing you a good time, you made sure I had fun too. And being able to talk.
Yeah, communication is definitely key. That's something that's lost, especially nowadays with the social media era. A lot of people don't have that.
They're socially awkward.
Yeah,
now.
it's very like
weird.
they meet somebody. Most times these people meet people off of social media, and then this the first time meeting up that's literally the first time meeting up. So they don't know anything. They just know this person's social media. They don't know nothing else about this person. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, staying off the phone. I hate when people are like always on their phone. Like, bro, us time. Like, come on, bro. Like, you had something to do on your phone, you would have been taken care of. Unless you got kids, that's different. Unless you got kids,
Right.
But if you ain't got no kids, there's no reason you should be on your phone.
Would you find it disrespectful? Would you find it disrespectful if somebody was on the phone the whole date?
I would feel like, am I boring? Like, who
Right.
got your attention? Like, what's going on here? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So is there a way that if you like a person but you had a bad first date that you can go beyond that? Like you like the person, the vibes were there, but the date wasn't quite, what you wanted. You think you can make it to a second date? No?
Nope. I'm sorry. First impression is everything.
Do you think you can make it to a second date if the chick, she was like,
If I really wanted to fuck with her, yeah, like I'll try to push for the second date. But like, if she corny and I know I'm going to hit, I'm gonna just take my chances and try to hit and then just dub her after that.
just it? They just dub? This is it?
Dub after that.
Oh, my.
Blocking? You ain't shit, dog. you ain't shit, dog. All right, I got this question. It says, why in a relationship is it always a problem when either gender is not in the mood? And part two of that is, why does it result in infidelity instead of an adult conversation?
I feel as though because people are immature to me. Like, and I truly believe if you want to be with somebody, y'all can make it work. Communication is key. You don't have to go out and get somebody else involved, and then because people are getting killed over infidelity and stuff. So
Right.
I'm the type that if we can't communicate, why would I go out and I'm finding somebody else, you know, and because to me, I wouldn't be able to live with myself, you know, because then I'm pulling somebody else in emotionally,
right?
You know, and then I got my man back at home, you know, we're dealing with stuff. So once we're back on track, then I'm just gonna,
now you got a lot of emotions going on there.
Like that's messy. Like, let's be mature. You got with that person for a reason, you know, so make it work or cut it off.
Why isn't? Oh, go ahead.
I ain't really thinking too much. I agree. I think
like, why is it when you say no, is it automatically is like the guy must be cheating or something or something along those lines? Because I think women can get away with saying no a lot more than guys can.
I feel like it's tough. If I say no, it's like why you being weird? like I feel like if a guy say no, we gonna get looked at weird. Like,
you gonna get looked at where you gonna look at? Well, is it somebody else? It's automatically gonna be, or is it somebody else? Or guys aren't allowed to.
It's a pattern. If it's a pattern, right. Yeah, because I feel like I'm at a point in life where I feel like I hit every stage of like different emotions when it comes to dealing with women. I'm like, damn, I really was acting like that. Like, not saying it, not as acting in a bad way, but just like I had phases where I'm like, damn, I really like not being attracted to the person that I'm so used to being with, like, just hit different. And I feel bad. And I'm like, damn, I kind of do want to cheat low key. Like, yo, on some real, like, I feel like people really be having no emotions though, and they just don't say it out loud. Like, yo, you start at some point, you're not attracted to that person.
I think that's where you gotta what they call redate that person. Pretty much, like when you, especially if you've been with somebody for so long, eventually, you know, stuff is going to get stale. But that's when you got to relearn and redate that person. You got to always, no matter how long you've been in a relationship, you always got to be able to relearn your significant other, be able to relearn and redate that your significant other. Because if not, y'all just going to be, that's when people start to stray, whether it's the male or the female. That's when people start to stray left or right. Because if you don't date your lady all the time, she might not say it, but it's little things she'd be like, all right, like what do we? She's gonna start to feel away, and after so long, those little things adding up, but starting to feel away. That's when you start to stray. When you start to feel away so many times, that's when women start to stray. Same for a guy though. I don't think sometimes women relearn their guy either. Sometimes it's always one sided, like, oh, the guy has to relearn the well, sometimes the woman has to relearn the guy too. I know they do. You do though, because I think sometimes women get stagnant in a relationship and feel like they don't have to change anything. Like that's that, and it just is what it is. Can I give you
an example before you say something?
Go ahead.
For example, right? Like I said, I didn't hit all these different stages. I'm just like, damn, like, why am I feeling this way? But I have experienced certain things, and when I start experiencing like something as simple as just standard dating, like there's a way to just date your person. I love going places, going out, but I'm always the one doing something like trips, fun, just random fun stuff. I'm the fun person. All right, cool. I want my person to kind of
be the same,
do the same thing, get that experience back. But I'm like, all right, at some point I'm pulling back. All right, you would think that, okay, yo, let me pick up where you know what you're so great at doing, and that person doesn't do it. Now I'm pulling back. And
so I have a question. Do you know what's that? It's like loves. There's like different
languages.
Love language.
Yeah, what's their love language? Some people.
Yeah, that's something big we talk about a lot. The love language is definitely key.
Yeah,
it's definitely key. I mean, you made the face. You don't think women have to relearn or sometimes relearn their guy?
No. I definitely do. You said they don't.
No. Did I say they don't? I meant they do. I said sometimes I think women feel like they don't have to.
There you go.
But
I feel as though, you know, if you truly love the person that you're with, you're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that they're happy. Like, and I like to be with somebody that's spontaneous, you know,
right.
and I love pleasing, you know, my man, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I'm not boring,
right.
You know. So I like to switch things up, and I make sure that the person that I am investing my time with have to be that the same way too, you know.
Right.
It takes time, you know, but if you can't find, if they're not going to reciprocate it, then you got to figure out a different way,
right,
to get what you want.
Because there's a lot of women that don't reciprocate it. Like it'll be certain holidays will come around and you won't get a gift. The guy won't get a gift.
What?
It won't be no gift. It's just this. The gift is vagina.
Did y'all really have to go through
That's
that?
the gift.
Yo, that was one of those phases I went through. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bit of an asshole.
Right.
So the girl I was dating at the time, So I'm always big on birthdays.
Right.
I do a lot. I throw parties for myself. I do extra stuff. I'm just extra person when it comes to my birthday and other people's birthdays. So I forget what happened exactly that made me not want to do whatever. Oh, she wasn't dating me like I was dating her. Like I'm doing so much, and I'm just like I'm just pull back. 'Cause I'm like, bro, you just here. Like you don't make me have fun. I make you have fun. We're the reason why I go do stuff. So I stopped doing stuff. And she had said something where we couldn't connect on an emotional level, and I just like in the back of my mind, I'm going like I have no anything that I want to move forward with this woman. I excluded her from my birthday. She didn't plan anything. Any like she. It was like a hypothetical. Like it was a hypothetical. Like yeah, I had something planned, but you didn't do nothing. You didn't execute.
All right. So how long was y'all dating for?
It was like a year.
Wow.
Like she was like, I had stuff planned, and she made an excuse about something, and I was just like, cool. So I started doing stuff.
She made an excuse.
She made an excuse.
Oh, why she couldn't? What's
like it was like something random. Like it was thoughtless. Like I was like, really, that's an excuse on like why you felt like you couldn't still put your foot forward.
Right.
But
so I do have a question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because we all know how people treat us. So why it take you so long to realize that?
I'm big
because it did not just start happening apparently. So what made you stay?
What made me stay?
You know what made him stay?
Okay, so never mind.
You know, besides that, what else made you stay?
I feel like when you know if I can stick out with this person, I know I can build this person up. I'm gonna try to stay as much as I can. I'd rather be here doing this than to go start over new with somebody else, and then I gotta go through those trials and tribulations again when I know I can build this person up.
But that's a lot of work you're putting yourself through, and you don't deserve that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
And that's the we talked about that before on the show before. It says sometimes people get stuck in relationships because there's a lot of people that's out here that's been in relationships they've been in relationships for so many years, so they don't know how to walk away. They don't know how to, especially you've been with somebody 5+ years. After anything 5+ years, that's a long time. You know a lot about the person. You've been with the person so long. They know all your secrets. They know everything. So it's like when you try to walk away from that, it's like it's hard. So you always feel, and most times it's the women that feel as though, all right, I'm going to try to stick this out because there's so many emotions attached. When as though maybe, I'm not saying all guys, but sometimes the guy might have already emotionally detached. But then on the other side too, some women that are emotionally detached, they wait. Like my co-host, she always says she has the steps of leaving. Like she'll detach.
I wish she was here.
She'll detach emotionally first. Yeah. And then once she detaches emotionally, everything else is easy. So all right, so we got a segment. It's called our 2 Cents segment where we give you a crazy, we got like a messy segment or something that's just messy along the line. So we got this segment. I don't know if y'all seen this. So it says, groom exposes cheating bride after groom exposes cheating bride's affair with brother-in-law and plays their sex tape during the wedding. Now, if you she played it on the big screen too. Now, if you was at this, all right, first we're gonna do it as if you was at the wedding of this particular person, what would your reaction be?
All right,
we'll start there.
You gotta say it again because sometimes you gotta say it to me twice.
So
I can't believe
it says groom exposes cheating bride's affair with brother-in-law and plays their sex tape during the wedding.
Wow. So she messed with his brother.
Yeah.
So if I went to a wedding, and I just see the video, I'll be like, oh my God.
Like they about to toast. They about to have it toasted. It's the video. Wow.
I would be in complete shock, honestly. I'll definitely stay still just to see the outcome. I'll definitely stay.
That's super messy. We looking at Joe like, yo, that's crazy.
I already know somebody gonna record it, so I ain't gonna be the one to do that. So
everybody go ahead everybody go ahead their phones out.
That's real. That's real.
If you was at the wedding, we're gonna do it as if you was at the wedding. Then we're gonna do it as if you was the actual.
If I was at the wedding, I would hope to be somebody real close to them. I love like messy shit sometimes. Like I just love a good laugh. Like that's kind of like the new thing. Anything messy is just funny.
What if you was the camera guy at that particular wedding?
Ooh.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm recording it.
Yeah, you
I'm still getting paid. Yo, that's crazy.
That's why. All right, so if you were so we'll do it this way. If you were the groom and you well, first of all, if you was the groom and you held on to this tape until until your wedding, you got way more will and strength than me. Because ain't no way that was petty. But I don't know if I could hold that into our wedding day though. Like that's a different type of hurt.
I feel like he probably did that and was like, that was perfect. All right, well, you know what? He probably spent all this money on
that's what
everything.
I'm saying. Like what?
Yeah, like
he already in his mind checked out. So he like, yo, you know what? I might able to just see this through. Fuck it, we going to just ball
Right.
out. Get to the part where the video comes on,
and then
toasting up to everybody. Yo, it was like,
and then you was just out.
And then just divorced after the fact.
He gonna
went
take
out with a bang.
He did go out with a bang.
Figure it out later. No, we going out with a bang. Now.
I wonder at what point did he find out that that this was going on, that he got that video? Like, did it happen right before?
It was real recent. Ain't nobody gonna keep.
Yeah, nobody gonna keep. Yeah,
he had to see it through once he started putting money into it. And once he found out,
I guess he had to keep going. Yeah, at that point. Now, if you was say not the bride, say if you was the best. What's that?
And we can just say that my husband whatever cheated with my sister. How about
Okay,
that?
let's do that.
Yeah.
So what would you?
First of all,
if you saw the video, let's put it that way.
if I saw, so am I being the
Or no, matter of fact, if you were, what would
I'm being the bride.
If you was the bride,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you was in the video, and you saw that means.
Yeah. So if I saw my husband messing with my sister, whatever. Number one,
That's crazy.
it wouldn't be no wedding.
I'm
not about to sit up here and waste nobody time.
Right.
And second, I don't know if I'll definitely beat up my sister for sure. Like,
Damn.
and then my husband, I don't know what I would do to him. Would I be with him still now?
So would you be more mad at the sister or at the
I'd be
husband?
mad at both.
I mean, I know you'd be mad at both, but who would you be more mad at it? I think the sister. I think you'd be more mad at the sister. Like, yo, we blood. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, and there's so many other people out here, and then especially if like my husband has like siblings and stuff, like you could have messed with.
I think the sister is more personal too, because you probably was talking to her about him. Like she knew everything, and then it's just like
Yeah.
It's just.
But that's very common, like for people to be messing with like their husband's brother and stuff. I don't understand.
I thought that shit was only a movie. That's crazy.
If you watch Love and Hip Hop and stuff, like you watch them ratchet shows, then that happens. I stopped watching ratchet shows
a long time ago. It's the same cycle, just in different cities.
Right. That's true.
All right, let me ask you. That's our 2 cents, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever got it's your first time watching, you can DM us. You can send us those. We've had voice messages. You know what I'm saying? You can send us text messages or not text messages. DM messages or whatever. Just a scenario.
It's all the same.
Exactly. Let me ask you this question: at what point and when should couples move in together?
I would say definitely after meeting like family members, like parents.
So
and
after
stuff.
meeting parents.
I mean that. I don't know. I'm just looking at my journey. Like a year and a half in.
Like, would it be all right? So you say me and parents, but you said a year. But what if? Because nowadays people just introduce everybody to their parents, so it's like that can go either way. Like, oh, it's another guy. Oh, it's another girl.
My mom know I'm a hoe. She be all right.
Done.
Hey,
no.
So after, like you say, like time frame wise, you say you think about a year.
Year.
Or do you think it's both? Do you think it's after a year and after they meet the parents, or do you think it's one or the other?
I think it should be both, because I feel as though like your parents know who's for you and who's against you.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I would think it need to be both. But the problem is sometimes these parents don't even meet until it be baby showers. That's what be the crazy part. Like how many times you probably have seen people that's been pregnant and you like the mom or the dad first time meeting the other parents is at the baby shower.
Wow.
And it's crazy. As crazy as it may sound, it's the truth though. So it's like y'all done did all of this. They might even be y'all having a baby already. I never even met this person.
It's crazy.
I would never.
What have a baby and then
yeah, like you just meeting everybody's like.
It's sad.
That's very awkward.
It's sad. It's not even just baby showers, or sometimes it'd be funerals too. Like people never met nobody, and the first time they meeting the family members at funerals.
I feel like a baby shower is worse.
Think the baby shower's worse?
Because you're gonna connect more at a funeral
right,
than you
all
would.
Grieving, yeah.
And you grieving, yo, cuz I'm gonna hit you up later,
Right.
You not.
That's crazy.
Yo, you not connecting with people at a little baby.
Oh man. I forgot a question. I had to double back when we was talking about dating. It says this was specifically for the women. It says, what does a date? Let's say what a date means to you, and not what's a date, but what does it mean to you? Like, what does a date mean to you?
A date means to me pretty much somebody taking the time out to get to know who I am, vice versa, and then just being able to connect with somebody on a different level that nobody else is around. It's just you and somebody else, so you be able to see that it could be a real person or it could be a fake person. You just never know until you put that time in. So it's like a nice little investment.
At what point do you think you really know a person? Because sometimes people in the beginning they kind of just fake it, like they put that front on.
Trust me, I know.
At what point do you think that you really know a person?
I don't think you ever truly fully know a person because everybody changes. Like they just change. They get a new job. They I
don't know you.
Like you just
money now.
You just never know, or they start up a new business and you see a different side of them. You just never know. I feel like it's nonstop. I can't put a date stamp on like okay, year in. No, I say the whole entire journey. Right. People change all the time.
At what point during the dating stage? Because we did a show on the stages of dating or whatever. So at what point to you? In a dating stage, do you think you start to take it serious? Like, is there a time limit on it, or you think it's just a feeling thing?
I agree. I believe both, honestly. But I would say if I'm putting in more than a year, obviously it's serious to me. So I think anything over a year, I think it's serious.
Anything over a year? All right. Got another segment. It's called Make Sense of This. So we basically just got a bunch of quotes, and we just kind of
try to make sense.
Make the quote. We make the quote, and then you agree, disagree. You can give your opinion. So this quote says, and I quote: "It says men sacrifice their happiness way more than women in relationships." Do you agree?
No.
No.
Why are you laughing?
You making these faces? Funny, yo.
And do you think men sacrifice way more in relationships than women? Actually, you answer first. Why do you think men don't sacrifice more? Or do you think anybody sacrifices more?
You know why? Because I feel like men, because of society, like they're looked to as like providers. They got to pay for everything, like all that stuff. So I just feel like It's really weird. I don't know. I can't talk. I don't know. It's hard. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what else. Yeah.
You think men sacrifice? I do. But go ahead.
Very situational. I think I feel like men only put their feelings aside if they kind of have no choice but to be somewhere. I feel like people who get complacent or like they are comfortable where they at, put their feelings to the side. Like so some people they are comfortable being where they being at based off the fact of what they're getting from that situation or the person that they're dealing with. So I wouldn't say men have it more. I feel like women be getting dead dirty. True. So I feel like women, they put their feelings to the side sometimes because they want that. I love this person. Even regardless of what they did to me, I'm going to keep dealing with this person because I'll probably eventually feel better about it, or we'll just get past it. I feel like niggas, that shit happened to us, bro. You chalk.
But listen,
yeah.
My bad, Vance. But I just truly feel like the guys, when they meet a specific girl, they hold back because they want to see if this person is the way that they're.
I don't even think it's just guys. I think women do the same thing because you figure women. I don't know. I mean, we both been hurt, so it's like it's just a hurt. It's a hurt generation, pretty much.
I feel like with women, it's more so like sex. And all that stuff. Right. With men, it's more money. Like, I'm not going to put all this money out if you're not putting in that work, and I'm not going to give you this if you're not putting in the work, because that's both sacred. Money is sacred for both men and women, but more so it's more put on men. Like, y'all have to take care of everything and stuff. Like, and women, we're more so like, sexy, sex symbol, all that other stuff. So it's like you got to work for that. Like, we both have to work for that in order to get what we want, if that makes sense. So we put up a front and stuff before we give that all. It's so many people that I know.
I think a lot of guys, just to avoid conflicts in relationships, sometimes they just kind of just let stuff go. Like they might just like they know like they could. It depends. Like it depends. I guess it depends how the guy feels that day. Because you're gonna argue. Because sometimes you ain't just gonna. Sometimes guys will let stuff slide for a little bit, but after a while, like that shit build up. You're like, all right, we ain't gonna keep doing this. But guys do definitely. I think tried the hardest to try to like just squash stuff when it comes to arguments, because sometimes guys really don't be feeling like fucking arguing. They just want to just chill.
I want to argue.
Sometimes, but you want to argue. The guy might just want to chill. He might want to watch football. He might want to just chill out. Don't want you play a game or something.
Why should you be at peace if I'm not at peace?
Hey, yo.
So you choose violence. She's choosing violence. Sometimes guys don't want to choose violence, but then when the guy want to choose violence and he want to argue, now y'all, no, I don't want to argue no more. Why are you talking to me this way? You're like, you put the energy out there, so now I give the energy back. Now you don't want it. Oh no, I don't feel like doing this. I got stuff to do. Now you want to go cook or something.
Exactly.
You want to go clean the house.
Exactly.
You done got us all stirred up and mad because you wanted to argue. We tried to avoid the argument. Now you want to get us all stirred up and mad. Now we arguing. They're like, come on, man. All right. So since you're a teacher, it's not necessarily the specifically towards that, but it says, should underage children be on social media platforms? And I don't know what they would consider underage. I mean, I'm guessing under 10.
Oh no.
I think 10 and under, probably not. But
I would say it should start once you get to high school.
Or maybe so when you get high, were you 14?
13, 14, 15.
I think 13, like 8th grade.
I feel like Kanye wasn't tripping. Every time I see this, I just be thinking like, yo, Kanye wasn't tripping. Like, I would not want my kids like on any social media
because
there's no way to filter those. You can be on YouTube with a filter because they got YouTube kids.
Yeah, YouTube kids, exactly.
Like,
even some of that stuff,
filter,
some of you still have to watch, but yeah.
There's no filter for TikTok. There's no filter for Instagram. Not even Snapchat. There's no filter. So the fact, and even still, the parents know. Oh, when you sign up for apps, they ask you for your age anyway. There's an age restriction, but if the kid is smarter,
they'll just exactly.
They'll just just finesse the age and just be on there. But like. Is none of that stuff that's filtered.
When we were younger, we did like party lines. Remember that stuff? Like it was never like this social media stuff. No. Like it was literally like the party.
And it's not even just one social. We had MySpace. They got TikTok. They got Instagram, Snapchat, even Twitter to a point. Some of these kids, I don't know why some of these kids be on Twitter, but Twitter really don't have no censorship at all. So these kids, they can find anything. TikTok. There's a big thing for kids, but it's just certain things on TikTok that you just shouldn't. And TikTok, they try to censor stuff, but they can't. It's certain. It's certain
stuff. That's a platform for people to like prey on kids.
Yeah, especially TikTok, because there's not really no face behind a TikTok. Pretty much, like you could be anybody behind a TikTok. At least maybe with Instagram, it could be a face, but that could be even still. Then I don't think that kids that young should have. I mean, if they're gonna, because it's weird, because some parents they'll make a Instagram or to make a TikTok for their kids, but they control it. Yep. It's a difference. But then some parents make it for their kids, and then they let their kids just wander off and do whatever. Yeah. And these kids are smart nowadays. That's the one thing about these kids. A
2-year-old know how. When my niece turned 2, she knew how to use the iPad and all the other stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's different now.
So I would say probably not.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I would probably say not. What do you think the hardest part of being a teacher is? And what did you have to get used to?
Just knowing that these kids are just completely different now. Like social media has taken over. I'm telling you, like it's hard to get a kid to focus because they're so involved in what somebody looks like, what are they doing, that fake persona and stuff. So I feel as though the kids don't really take real life serious, if that makes sense. Like they rather be on their phones. It was one point where I just felt like it was just a constant like back and forth over phones and paying attention because business is so important, like ultimately we shouldn't want to work for nobody. We should want to work for ourselves. So I think that's my main fight, is just trying to make them see the real importance of life, because the social media stuff is not important.
What do you think are some of the benefits of social media when it comes to not only teaching your business, I mean, not only teaching business class, but when it comes to your business in general?
Well, I definitely show the kids, how I can use social media as a positive platform. When they look at my Instagram, they can see all these, beautiful people working out and stuff, good music, and then also like the motivational quotes and stuff. So I just show them a different side, so they don't see that, I'm posting crazy pics of me drinking, all partying and stuff. Like, no, like we can use social media for us to help us make some money and look good, you know? Like that content stuff is crazy. Like that's what I want to really learn, the content stuff. So pretty much just showing them the business aspects of social media, if that makes sense, instead of just trying to be in people's business.
Right. Now you said earlier, when it comes to your business, you had a lot of support, but I'm sure it also comes with a lot of jealousy, envy, and hate. So how do you deal with all of that? Do people see you as competition? Do people see you as, like, people shouldn't, I don't think people, I think only in our culture, black culture, I don't know how other cultures are, we only see each other as competition, because you could see 3 Chinese stores within a 2-block radius, or you could see 3 Puerto Rican stores or Hispanic stores within a. It's only. Why do you think it's only when it comes to? It seems like so black business, especially in a business like this, when it comes to spin. Like you said, there's not many that you know of when it comes to this. So I would think people seeing you do this would inspire them to, like, oh, I didn't even think of spin class. Yeah. Because you see people, they might teach yoga, they might. Physical trainers or stuff like that, but people don't really think about spin class, like, and how you can go about it.
I think what helps me stay level-headed is just realizing that I did this for me and for people that really want to do it along with me. And people that's like negative and stuff, I stay away from them. And I don't. If you go on my social media, I don't talk nothing negative, nothing like, oh, these bees and this you're gonna come. No, like at the end of the day, when you come in here, it's either you with us or you against me. You know what I'm saying? And if you say anything negative, like, I'm going to approach you about it and ask you, why are you like this? Because I don't give that energy that I want to be, you know, rude or in competition. I'm when you come into my space, like, I want to make you feel welcome. So a lot of people say I changed. Like, yeah, I changed. Like, I don't want to be that person no more.
It's funny when people say that you change. I mean, when you get to a point, you're not changing, you're evolving. It's a difference. People get stuck in their ways or where you at, like, oh like, no, I'm not, this is not changing, this is me growing. People think changing and growing are the same. No, you're supposed to grow eventually.
Exactly. And I feel as though, like, this business has helped me, like, deal with my anger as well, because I used to be a ticking
spin it out.
I used to be a ticking time bomb. Like, anything you say to me, I'm going to make sure I still do that, but in a different way that helps me and help the other people realize, like, everything doesn't have to be an argument. Like, we can communicate and have a conversation and stuff. So pretty much, like, I change. I feel as though I'm more at peace now, you know, and people, I guess, I don't really communicate with people like that no more, because I'm busy, you know, like, I'm busy trying to change lives out here. I don't want to be negative or anything. So people that I used to be like, I'm no longer like them, and I feel as though, like, they don't even talk to me. Like, it's people, I had somebody, it's crazy, I consider this person like a really, really good friend of mine, you know, through her ups and downs, you know, I was there for her. She lives across the country, and she came across the country, right? Did a spin class somewhere else.
Wow.
And I consider her.
So she flew over here and then went to somebody else's spin class.
Yep. I consider her like a real.
Now that seemed like it was intentional though, because you could have did anything. You decided to do a spin class
in Philly. And I was in Philly. Right now I'm in Drexel Hill, and I was gonna say something. I really was, but I said, you know what, Whit, it's not even worth it. Because she know exactly where you at, you know? So a lot of people, I've seen so many different changes. Like, even people, like, it's weird. Like, they don't even say congratulations, you know? I don't know. I don't understand how some people, you there for people, and then when it's your time, you're winning and all the other stuff, they really not there. Listen. So, but that's okay. You know, because I'm appreciating the people that appreciate me.
Absolutely, that's what you do. You appreciate the support. I learned, especially when I started this. I learned you just don't chase the supporters. The supporters gonna come to you.
Exactly,
and it's usually not the people closest to you either. It's usually the people that you don't even know.
So many incredible people just from this spin, and people that I used to know. They don't even communicate with me no more. You know, don't even like stuff on social media.
Yeah, people, like I say, people always say you change, but really it's the people around you that change.
Yeah, no,
and that's what they're mad at. That's what they're mad about. Like, when you especially got a business, you got stuff to focus on. You just can't be that same person always just willy nilly. Like, you got stuff to focus on. You got overhead to worry about.
I don't want to sit around and drink and do all that stuff. Like, I want to be better now. You know, I got something to live for now.
Right. What's your ultimate goal when it comes to this and?
To spin, to be honest with you, like, I definitely do want to keep growing, possibly maybe get a bigger space or maybe a different location, have 2 locations. But I want to, you know, build an empire. If somebody will approach me, like, And right now, like, people can rent my bikes. If you're a spin instructor, like, you can rent my bikes if you want.
That's dope.
You know, but I want this to become bigger than what it is. You know, I want to put black people on the map, to know that, you know, we're here to stay no matter what. Like, nothing can take us out. Okay, you say I got a stroke, or I be able to, like, get high blood pressure when I get older, but no, I can prevent that from working out. So, you know, I want to make sure people understand the importance. And then if I can have more people with me that has that same goal, then maybe we can make it bigger, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So give them all your information. Give me social medias.
Yeah.
Give them where they can. Give them all the good stuff.
Okay, so on Instagram, it is Spin with Wits. My website is www.spinwithwit.com. My email is spinwithwit@gmail.com. Everything is just Spin with Wit. You know, Google Spin with Wit. Facebook, I have like a little. I'm not really big on Facebook like that.
I don't think none of us are. No.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if you want to find me, I mean, Spin with Wit is. But everything is Spin with Wit. And
Gotcha.
I'm located in Drexel Hill, 4621 State Road. So it's beautiful out here. You know, I love to see more people. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, gay, trans. I do not care. Everybody is welcomed here.
As y'all can see behind us, all of the bikes and all of that stuff.
Yep.
We appreciate you for letting us come to
you.
your space. Appreciate you for letting us pull up. And listen, if there's anybody, if y'all want us to pull up to your space, just hit us up. Just give us a DM, man. You know, she's the very first one. She said we're gonna make it happen. She had the table. She said we're gonna make it happen. So we had to pull up. But we appreciate you. Like we always say, common sense ain't always common. So put a little bit more smarts in the world. If you need some gear, hit us up. Letsmakesenseofitpodcast.com. As y'all can see, our Common Sense University t-shirts are out now. And if you just want any other gear, we got hoodies, we got shirts, hit us up. And if you want to work, listen, just let us know, DM us, or hit us at Letsmakesenseofitpodcast at gmail.com. I almost forgot it. But like I said, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
It's the Bull Vance. Holla at y'all.
Thank you.
Make it make sense. Come on, make it make sense. Come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it.